Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, people. How we doing, traders? How are we doing today? I hope it's a stellar day for everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, people. Oh, shush. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Currently trying to reset these accounts. Gotten 2 of them down. The other ones just want to be complexicated. Let's try 9138. 9138 here. Price bounced off of this 70s, 80s level. You can look on the hourly, it looks quite a bit different. 9138. We're kind of rounding. $600s, so it's not bad. Oh my god. I wish I knew why Topstep was being like this lately. It's just not been quick to work. Market opened up here. Plenty of time. Not going to rush any trades today. Just want to let everything play out. Passing the first step of these. That's what's happening today. 3 of the accounts got a reset. Still trying to. They freaking... Topstep has just been inconsistent. Opening print price is opened. This is the 30 candle. 30's right here. Trying the VWAP. These 3 need a receipt. Try 811. Gonna look for a good spot today. Not gonna rush nothing. Just trying to get these reset for us. God. Gollies does not want to work. Price is still trying the VWAP. We're here at the 450s. 500 is a decent spot. Price is pushing back into the 445s now. Alright, well if it's not 8811, let's try 8921. Yeah, Topstep, just incredibly slow. Just incredibly slow. $91.38. Let's me try. Jeez. I've just been having problems trying to get these things to reset. As you can see, only 2 of them are working. Got 3 more to reset. Should have did this yesterday. It's been very busy lately. The hourly candles are interesting. We broke above this range. Now we're trying. Filled back in, tried again. Now we're trying this line again. So if this 380s level breaks, I think there's a lot of room for downside potentially. staying above this 380 if we find some support and find some buyers. Continuation into this possible 20,057. So it's a couple hundred points away, but I think that's the only next clear long target, which makes things quite interesting to say the least. It's my mistake to try to do this when the market opens because Topstep always gets slowed. So oh my God, Topstep. It's the worst. It's actually the worst. It's so frustrating. Let's fucking go, please. I'm trying to make some money. I'm trying to steal all the money from the NASDAQ. Trying to steal all the money from the NASDAQ. Opening print price was the 426s. We pushed up to these 470s, and now we're consolidating back at this price. Kind of a bit of a bear flag overall. Not a really strong place that price retested for me to have straight confidence in it, but we'll see here. 37.94 is one of the good ones, right? 37.94 is one of the good ones. We don't want to reset 37.94, so we want to reset one of these three, please. Price is pushing back now below opening print price. Reset my account, please. One more just got reset. Fuck yeah. Fingers crossed, 2 more to go. Price is back to these opening print price here. Still just trying to get these reset. How we doing? How we doing, everybody? How are we doing today? Do you guys think we hold? Today's range is interesting. 3 we bought up to this price and then sold off all the way into Asia. So I'm actually kind of bullish on the day, interestingly. I think these triple tops here feel a little weak. Overnight high, yesterday high. Overnight high lining up with previous day high is pretty bullish overall, I think, for an idea of where we could target. We have 2 more here. Let's try one of these. Another one. One more to go here. One more to go here. 89.21 is what we're going for. Let's make some money, huh? Let's make some motherfucking money. A little bit of a bear flag, bull flag breakout. Looks like we're trying it. 89.21 is the last one here. Price is back to the 450s now. I think we just got our 5th reset. Thank God. Thank God I ain't doing that again today. We're just doing these ones. Thank good Lord. Okay. Okay. Good morning, Saucy Man. I love you, buddy. How's your Tuesday going over there? How's your Tuesday over there, buddy? Chill? Let's make some money today, huh? I was kind of feeling a little bullish. Kind of feeling a little bit bullish. I think the obvious highs we have are previous day high with overnight high and almost London high. So pretty good confluences up there. I want to see how we react. So far wild, huh? Insane. Just because you guys are still short-handed, or just because extra busy, just because, you know? Almost May. It's almost May. Is crazy. Your little dude's going to be walking soon. All right, let's see a price try here. First 15 minutes aren't even in quite yet. Here, I'll be right back in a second. All right. We did get a push back to the VWAP like I was thinking we might. Again, I think overall it's pretty bullish. I think if you look into the hourly time frame here, the hourly is interesting because we have this fair value gap above this price that we just tapped into, and now we're getting a pretty good reaction out of it. See the VWAP try here. See what the VWAP has in offer for us. I think we're going to see some continuation through it, though. I'm feeling pretty bullish. Opening print price. We came up into these 60 levels, sold back into this range again. Now we're finding some support into the VWAP, or some continuation into the VWAP. Some more continuation in the 513s now. Trying above VWAP. The 520s now. NASDAQ finding some support. We tapped into this area, found some support. We're coming out of it now. We have an obvious downtrend here on the hourly. Let's draw that out. It's been tapped a few times now. So we're coming into that resistance area here. So if we start getting a break out of this, it would be very bullish. Failure to break out here, this would be another trend line touch. So yeah, we'll see how this trend line reacts. We start getting above it. It could probably just be an easy long. Very strong buying out of the gate this morning. We're here at the trend line at the 522s. VWAP's at the 500s. Opening print price was the 428, so we're already almost 100 points over opening print price. There's some good continuation in there. Pretty big volatility here at the 950 candle. That's a lot of momentum. Looks like we're trying the trend line. We tried to wick it, trying to hold it. See if it holds here. That was a very interesting candle. A lot of pressure into the 540s. Sellers are reacting, holding it down below the 520s. Very interesting wick there. NASDAQ looks like it wants to. We wicked that previous range. I would have shorted that. 36, 40. It might have just been an instant stop. I think we're going to try to find a long here. The fact that we're on this trend line makes it interesting because I want a long below it on another VWAP test, but if we reject this trend line, then that plays, right? So if we reject this trend line, then this will hold. I mean, that wick was really interesting. You can see this was kind of set up intraday. We had a nice reaction off this hourly fair value gap down here. Now we're getting some continuation. Just want to see this thing try and hold this VWAP price. We're going to try one here at these 90s. We're going to try one here at these 90s. Would have just barely been filled. I don't know if I actually want to hold here if this doesn't. No, I'll see one more candle reaction. I think we're going to get a wick down into this price, though. This trend line is currently... I would have liked to have been tapped in there if we got it. This went down to the 494s. Is that supported? Yeah, it was. Break out above this trend line. We're just going to try along. Candle closes. We're just going to stab along. 5 constantly, 15 points. That was a VWAP test. Retest of the trend line here. Going to be an interesting candle. I want to see if the buyers can get this above this trend line. That candle makes me think that we have an opportunity. I'm going to try this wick again. Not sure if we'll get another test below the VWAP, but we're going to be trying to get along here, anticipating this breakout. May not get another test of the VWAP. There's another test of the VWAP. I was hoping to get a test of this wick below it at these 5. Where am I at? 504. No, I'm at the 498. So I was hoping to get one tap below into 498s there. Oh my goodness.
Order filled.
All right, we're in. Let's see this hold here. See the VWAP hold here. We're going to see this range hold. Want to see the buyers come in and support this VWAP test. Want to see this wick. Hoping for an anticipation break above VWAP again. Want to see this continue now. I want to see the VWAP hold, have buyers wick this out, find some support, find some continuation now. It's a good wick.
Order filled.
Awesome. It's a good trade. VWAP held. And we got to get halfway through those accounts. Let's make sure everybody followed, huh? Follower, 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 follower. Price did hold. Now we're pushing into this trend line break. Let's see this continue now. Strong move off the VWAP. That's what we were hoping for. Now this downtrend is officially broken as well. If they continue to maintain that, like I said, my anticipation for the longs today would have been targeting overnight high, previous day high, and London high. All three of these confluences kind of lining up. So around this, I would probably be targeting 619 and some change. About 100 points from here. So see what happens. Kind of expecting to see price push and try it though. That wick to the left is going to be the only thing that kind of is the obstacle. Price is trying back to the trend line again here. Another EMA tap. Another opportunity to possibly add to a long here. Hasn't broken out of this trend line completely, but bulls are teasing that they kind of want to. We took a long off the 498s there after the second VWAP test. We have this big trend line drawn here on the hourly over here that we're officially trying to break up from. My targets would be, like I said, about the 619 area. You have previous day high. You have overnight high and London high all right there for confluences. And now potentially a breakout of this flat. This trend line would be bullish. We might try these bottom of these wicks one more time. Maybe VWAP. You'd kind of want to see VWAP hold. I mean, we're at this trend line. You don't really want to see it break. Otherwise, we might see lower. Trying the VWAP again. See what price does here. Back to the VWAP now. Back to our entry price. Here, the 98s. Couple previous wicks here. Decent little bull flag setting up. I don't know if I would take this setup again, but let's find out what happens. If VWAP holds again and price bases above this trend line, like I said, those 619s is a very clean target. Big volume spike above VWAP there. Boom. 10 o'clock news. Holy cow. Look at the volatility. Look at the volatility. My word. Hope everyone in that's safe. Hope you guys are, you know, on the sidelines, I guess. Keeping your capital preserved. Unless you're short, in which case that kind of worked out for you. So hopefully that continues. Shorts are pushing down now. Trying back towards opening print price. This 50% range is somewhere around here. Decent little reaction. Interesting candle there. 10 o'clock news. See if we can get an information on what that was. China waivers tariffs on U.S. ethane. Oh, that was 9:50. That wasn't even the 10 o'clock. Interesting. Actually, was that there? Okay, here we go. Jolts. That's what I was looking for. Forecasted was 88 and we hit 86. Previous was 92. It's quite a bit of a drop. Consumer CCI. Average 12-month inflation expectations reached 7% in April, the highest since November 22, when the U.S. was experiencing extremely high inflation. Jolts, baby. Jolts. And that was what the market wanted. To go try this overnight liquidity here. We're now breaking out of this trend line. And they found some support at the VWAP again. Technically, it was that 50% price there, where price came and tapped into. And then we flooded out of there. Let's see how the reaction is back to this trend line touch. I think if I wasn't in this right now, I would be trying along on this EMA / trend line touch at the 5. Where is this? I'd be in at around the 510s right there, 511s. Anticipating, like I said, the 619s roughly to break. How are we doing today, gang? How are y'all's trading looking? There's 3 people in here. Is there a Will or Juan? Anyone in here hanging out? Breaking down to the 530s. Like I said, the 619s is the clean target for the longs, I think, today. I was kind of feeling bullish for that. About an hour till Europe closes. Hopefully tomorrow we pass these accounts. That would be a nice Wednesday. And then Thursday we have a good trading day with the fundeds. And then Friday we even have a better day. It's going to be a great week. It's going to be a week for a lot of dollars. Just got to pass these accounts tomorrow and go from there. Price is trying out of the 540s where the previous wick was. It's looking very bullish. I'm expecting some continuation. Like I said, I would have added to our long if we had another opportunity at those 511s. You'd still be up to about 30 points right now with a break even on. I'm expecting this trend line to continue to hold this breakout, and we go try that 619 previous day high, overnight high, and London high, all kind of same confluence. If nobody's in here hanging out, like in the chat or anything, I might call it at 10:30 today. This is a busy work week for me, and so being able to be on stream like 30 minutes less just saves me a little bit of things I gotta get done. But obviously, if you guys are here hanging out, I don't mind helping out too. So let's see what happens here. Price is trying into the 550s now, continuing to break out into the 60s. What a push into the 70s there. Awesome candle. Really awesome candle. Like I said, we would have joined this. Well, we were in this here, and then once we got out for our trade, we would have joined back at this V line, this VWAP, or EMA / trend line touch at the 514s. And now you're riding this thing all the way up to the 580s right now. What a candle. What a candle. Again, these 620s is the target where I'd be done for the day, where I'd be looking for if I was along. Previous day high, overnight high, and London high all in the same. Strong push there by the bulls. Very strong push there by the bulls. I'm going to delete this trend line now. You can see we kind of supported this range. There was a little fair value gap created on the hourly that we pushed off of, and now we're finding support. Again, these previous highs here are very attractive. Price is pushing now into the 600s. God, that would have been an amazing trade to have caught full contracts, but it's okay because next we're gonna still hit it this week. Next week tomorrow we're gonna pass these accounts. Thursday I'm gonna have a solid start day with the fundeds, and then Friday is gonna be the home run. I'm gonna hit like 70 points, 60 points, full contracts, and be ready for a 5K payout next week. So that's what we're hoping for, boys. That's what we're looking towards. 600 push is now being tested by the Bulls. Strong opening print prices flying. We had price open here at the 420s. We pushed to the 470s, retried this, created a nice little bull flag, pushed out of it, retried again at the VWAP. Also had that 10 o'clock news, and now we're pushing again higher. So everything that we thought was going to happen today played out. It's not doesn't happen every day, but when it does, you just got to be thankful. Excuse me. Price is a little bit of resistance here at the 600s. I think it's just going to offer a decent little pullback. Again, the 619 is still where I would be targeting if I was long. If we had anything else to do with these accounts. I'm also going to just convert this. Sweet. Nice reaction there at the 600s. Want to see price just kind of find some support here. I mean, obviously that 619, that liquidity up there is just way too attractive to leave behind, especially at a 6. What did we just try right there? We just tried above the 600s? No, 602. So we got exactly stopped at the 600s. Bears are pushing this back towards the 575s at the moment. Towards this EMA at the 560s. I'm sure they'll find some support. Couple imbalances were created on that move up, so even the 560s here. Trying the EMA, see the reactions, just creating some pretty decent structure. I'd want to see maybe one wick down here before I would consider this being another bull flag that you could try to ride to the 612s or 620s there. The way price is reacting here makes me think we're still going to see a little bit lower. I don't think the EMA is exactly going to hold, but it could. I see a little bit deeper of a pullback. Volume is slowing down there on the sell-off. Trying the EMA now at the 66s. Let's see the reaction here. This should have a decent little push through, like a couple points, and then a wick back to the EMA if you want to see this support. Otherwise, we might be seeing lower into like that previous wick where we actually broke from. Here's into the 60s now. Yeah, and then you would want to see this candle for the next 30 seconds kind of get bought back up and close above the EMA for this to be a potential bear bull flag setup. Decent little wick there. And then how I like to play these is if this does close above the EMA and it looks decent. Ooh, nice reaction over on the sellers right there before the candle closes. So now I would not be considering this for a breakout yet. I'd be waiting. Again, you're going to want to see a nice wick on, you want to see buyer step in. Excuse me, and it might be towards this wick, like I said, where we broke out from, so. It's got the chills. Price getting pushed below the EMA for the moment. Into that previous wick. Let's see the reaction here. Again, now we're going to want to kind of see some wicks and then see price reclaim the EMA. The way EMA is sharp, though, I don't love. That's a nice wick, nice doji. You're going to want to see this next candle respect that doji and respect that bottom tail wick there. So if I was trading this and I was trying to be picky and try to spot that, I would be trading for nearly the bottom of that other wick. Seeing if this will hold and push back on the EMA now. Find some continuation. There's it back to the EMA. At the 66s, I really want to see this close and hold above. Really would want to see this close and hold above. Nice reaction from the bulls. Back to the 70s now. Strong push. So now I'd be looking for a pullback for our entry, maybe around like this candle's wick. So maybe 556s. You might not get it again. That might have been the pullback there. And now you can see this bull flag is setting up. I want to see price respect the EMA, which it just responded to. Back to the 70s it goes. We're going to be getting out of here in about 10 minutes, people. I know today's a little bit earlier of a stream than normal, but like I said, it's a busy week for me right now, so I appreciate you guys for understanding. Price is holding the EMA now at the 70s. It looks like we're getting a little bit of continuation, a little support. Like I said, this might get one more retest of these 55s is where I'd be trying to see if you can get maybe a little dip into before it rips again. But finding support on this EMA off that previous wick test is a decent sign of continuation. Here's a potential entry. We would have just been tapped in there. Definitely want to see price react out of this for this bull flag to hold. And damn, she died. Back to the VWAP. Back to the VWAP. It looks like we might be trying. The 600 reaction was very strong. Big buying coming there at the 5. I don't even know where we just got to, where that reaction was. The 530s. Strong buying candles. Sellers reacted pretty strongly to that move, though. Held that wick. That's quite a wick. I want to see how this candle closes. Excuse me. Buyers are reclaiming. Very volatile day. It's going up, it's going down. Same candle, many points. 10 o'clock news was just like that. That was like a 10 o'clock news again. That was interesting. Still think this bull flag is going to hold and push us to these 620s. Price is looking like it's holding this bull flag. Ooh, big reaction by the sellers there. Wanted to see that candle close with some close. Strong reaction. Very bad the price. Another, we're setting up to look like another bull flag here. Pretty strong. Definitely going to want to see how this price reacts here. If it's going to hold this bottom with this other wick test, well, otherwise we might be getting another VWAP touch. Might be getting another VWAP touch, but we want to see it kind of react here. I think the 620s is still the very clear target where you'd be targeting if you were long. You can see the structure though. Nice bull flag break, and now we're trying to form another one here. There's a lot of volatility here at these 530s where this previous wick and area was. We have this trend line that we're breaking out of. Actually, I'll draw this again for you guys because I'm pretty sure we're retesting. Can you put it down, please? Thanks. This trend line VWAP touch would be a decent spot to grab an entry and try if we do get down there for a breakout. We're about 120 points higher than opening print price. And so anything can happen. The 620s is the overnight high, the previous day high, and London high, all there for confluence. Obviously, everybody sees that, though, so just keep that in mind. But right now, we are getting some decent structure. Again, I would probably consider, yeah, I would try a VWAP and trendline touch. We broke out of this trend line. Now we're retesting it with some decent structure. The structure is pretty much everything there. Planning for a break to those 620s, offering almost 100 points. Offering almost 100 points, just shy. Let's see this fill. I'd be tapped in now for an entry. See how price reacts to this trend line touch and VWAP retry. If the bulls are serious, it should respond out here pretty quickly. You look on the hourly chart here, it's kind of an interesting reaction. We had a fair value gap here created above these obvious highs here of this candle. Price is trying to break out of it. We keep coming back, trying inside of it, pushing again, trying inside of it, pushing again. And then we created a gap on the last push out. And now price came in and tried that gap on opening print, and then we found some continuation, and then we were creating this reaction here. When this candle was full, it was a much more bullish breakout. But assuming that they don't hold this VWAP, which it looks like it might not, then we're going to see some continuation back lower. I'm getting out of here a little bit early today. I'm going to be getting out of here in about 8 minutes. I got stuff I got to do, but I appreciate anyone here. Hit like button, subscribe, hang out. We'll be back every day doing it, 9 to 11. I really appreciate you guys. And again, it helps the channel out if you just hit the like button. It's completely free. Not like Topstep. Topstep is not completely free. Still holding this price now. Haven't seen it give up yet. I want to see this trend line actually be supported by these buyers for this continuation. Decent little reaction. That's back to the 520s. Would not really want to see price fail to give up the VWAP here. Don't want to see price fail the VWAP here. The structure isn't bad. This is a bit bigger of a pullback than we would have liked, but then again, that jobs report, the jobs news that ended up being the catalyst for this launch, price seems to want to retest that. And if it does retest that, we could actually see lower back in towards this 380 range. I mean, again, look at the hourly chart, right? This has all the opportunity to, I mean, these very equal highs. This is previous day high, London high, overnight high, right? Very attractive at the 620s, which is what I would be targeting if I was long. But at the same time, we've broke out, and we're failing to break higher each time. So if we do see some continuation, these lows are pretty breakable as well, right? Because we had a very strong week last week. So I'm expecting some continuation, but let's just see how this candle reacts, see how price reacts off the VWAP. Kind of getting mixed reactions off of it. Failure to break above would be continuation down. Hey, 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 hey. Price is trying the 500s again. If we get back above that trend line, I think it's a pretty clean target to the 620s. Failure to break above this trend line, well, got to wait for some more structure then, for some more confirmation, because this would be a failure to break out of this bull flag. So fairly bearish, but let's just see how the participants react. We're still right here at VWAP and this trend line and this EMA. Honestly, there's 4 confirmations right there to tell us short, so that's kind of crazy, but see what happens. Price is trying back to the 490s now. Data low for that jobs report was these 468s, this wick here. So this could be a spot where we find some support by these buyers, but let's be observers. Got about 35 minutes till Europe closes at 11. It's normally when I stop stream. We're going to stop stream a couple minutes early, 30 minutes. Getting out of here about 5 minutes. Things I got to get done, but it happens. So, well, that candle broke it, but having VWAP be right here and the EMA and this trend line, and we broke back into it, it's kind of a good amount of confirmations for a short. Like you could short this price right about 514 if we get there again, and it feels like you have 3 things, or yeah, 3 things and this potential bear flag for a 4th thing. So nearly 4 confluences for a decent short here at the 515s. Just keep that in mind. Obviously, the more attractive liquidity for a long would be the 620s, but let's just see what price does here. Let's be observers. Hell yeah, Juan. That's what I like to hear, brother. No worries, dude. Do your thing, but it's cool. Like having you around, brother. How'd your trading go today, man? Price is trying this data low here. Again, these 460s is that data, that 10 o'clock jobs report low. Want to see the reaction there. Want to see the reaction on these data lows. There's a couple confluences for a short, but at the same time, there's really decent liquidity for a long. So the hourly candle is pretty bearish. Take a peek. We had this really nice imbalance created. Price reacted strongly to it. We ended up pushing towards these 600s, which was almost this liquidity that we would have been targeting. And now we're getting some reaction to it. So, but price is trying to wick this previous wick again, that data low. If it continues to show wick there and support, well, then you guys know what that means. Hate to do it to you, Juan, but we're going to be getting out of here a little bit early today. Getting out of here in about 3 minutes. 30 minutes before Europe closes. Got a lot going on this week, so. Yeah, I'm be getting out of here soon, guys. Anyone here hanging out, I appreciate you guys. Hit the like button. Really helps the stream. Helps find other traders. And if you subscribe, it means a lot too. Come hang out every day. We're doing it 9 to 11. Making some money in these crazy markets. Price is starting to hold this wick here where we found this jobs report. I'd say I'd be patient for any type of a setup until we get back above this VWAP, maybe this trend line. Otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't be really taking any trades right now. Didn't trade. I live in Arizona and the market opens at 6:30. Been sick, so just resting extra. Yeah, dude, take care of yourself first. That's big. Sorry to hear about your health, though. It's no fun. Never fun. Arizona's awesome, though. I have a buddy who lives in Arizona, and it's beautiful out there. Definitely hot, but it's beautiful out there. Yeah, Arizona's a cool spot. I wouldn't mind checking it out. Being there for a little while, see what the vibe's like. Where are you at in Arizona? Near a city like Phoenix or something? Or my buddy's, he goes to ASU, or he did for school. Price is holding this jobs report bottom. Again, I wouldn't hop into a long yet. I'd want to see a little bit better structure. I'd probably be waiting till back push above the VWAP. Maybe that trend line. It's tough. Pretty strong reaction there to be pushed back into this trend line. I want to see that get reclaimed. Otherwise, like I mentioned, EMA is now curled below VWAP. This trend line, this VWAP is trying the trend line. Last time we did that, big rejection, broke above, failure to get back in, creating some decent bull flag structure. Scottsdale, oh, that's sick, dude. That's wicked sick. Price is trying the VWAP now. We'll see the reaction by the sellers. You'd want to see this continue through this trend line to be serious. Otherwise, this is a decent spot to grab a short. I feel like the structure, is there enough structure here? I do. I feel like there's enough structure there for a continuation. But you're going to want to see this candle close strong. I want to see how this candle closes, and then I'm going to get out of here. Like I said, much love to everybody here. Juan, I hope you feel better, man. Hope that health comes back. Health is everything. Brett, I love you. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Hope you enjoy your day. Hope work gets a little less stressful. Anyone else in here, good luck. Hope the charts treat you well. And I will catch you guys tomorrow when we try to pass these accounts. Looks like price is being held by the VWAP. And so, again, I would be kind of long expecting these 620s to break. You have overnight liquidity. You have previous day high. You have London high. We broke out here. We're retesting. So, everybody take it easy. I appreciate you guys. And